Hello, ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome to Flagship. Now, this is a game I'm pretty sure most of you haven't heard of. It's over on IndieDB. They got a mod database page as well, and it's another space sim. Now, I know I'm covering a lot of space sims. I just did an update on Star Citizen. I've been doing a lot of Space Engineers stuff, community builds, builds that I've done like speed builds and stuff. There's a lot of great space sims coming out. It's just such a great time. I'm a space sim fanatic, going back to like Starlancer and Freelancer. Anyways, Flagship though has a very unique twist. Now, as you can see right now, the game is fairly detailed, played from a first-person perspective. Keep in mind, this is early alpha. There's not a whole lot of information yet out on this game. These are placeholder assets you're seeing here. At least some of them are. But here's the thing with this game. It is a first-person perspective, but it's like a 4X strategy game. So think about taking Sins of a Solar Empire, which is one of the really big kind of galactic civilizations games where you run an empire and you try to pretty much conquer the solar system or the galaxy, depending on the scale of the map you're playing on. Well, this is that kind of game. But instead of being played from that demigod perspective from the top down, this is played in first person, where you actually walk around the bridge of your ship and the different star bases. Like he just came off a star base onto a ship. So this is a ship now that I think he's on. It's a really cool concept that makes the universe seem huge. Now the way you interact is you just walk up to stuff and hit the panels, and you'll see that in a little bit and kind of get an idea of how the game will work, but you can see the detail. This is just one ship in an empire. So the developers of Flagship, urbanlogicgames, has stated that they're shooting for, this is what they say about the game. Flagship is a real-time strategy game set on a galactic scale, played from a first-person perspective. Explore stars, build your fleet, and expand your territory. The game is being built from the ground up to be played with the Oculus Rift. Now that's what really blew me away, because this is the first game for the Oculus Rift, other than Star Citizen, that said they'll probably support it. This is being built from the ground up to use it. Now he's on the bridge of the ship. And you can just tell, with the Oculus Rift, this game could be amazing. The Oculus Rift is a heads-up display, pretty much. It covers your face. It's a monitor that you wear that gives you a huge field of view. It's some neat technology, and mixed in with this kind of unique gameplay, it could be really, really immersive. All right, so this is how the ship controls seem to work. You actually go up to the panels in the ship, and you hit the use key. Now the camera that he's looking at is from the station's perspective. So what I think is the red light, the red button he just clicked, releases the docking clamps, and then the button he just pushed is the forward thrusters, and now he's moving forward. So now think about this from a multiplayer perspective. Not only do you have commanding your ship with maybe your buddies on board, but then you have the large-scale strategy aspect of taking over territory, of fighting for control of planets and star systems and asteroid fields while you're trying to lock down resources to build more ships to go fight a war somewhere. In the middle of that battle, you warp in with your dreadnought or your big battleship. I mean, from the perspective of the bridge commander. I haven't looked forward to a game like this with this perspective since Star Trek Bridge Commander, which was one of the few good Star Trek games that was ever released. So right now he's at what looks like some type of navigation table, and he can see right where he's located, and he can see where he wants to warp to, and he's given the command, so now the navigation computer's lining him up for what I believe to be some type of warp jump. Kind of reminds me of EVE Online, where you tell your ship to warp, and if you're in a Hyperion, the big battleships, you would just crawl into line up to the warp, and then you finally will warp once you're lined up, which is one of the big weaknesses of the larger ships, because you could be tackled and you could be killed, and I'm hoping there's some type of strategy involved. There he goes. Now he's going faster than light, and he's, hauling ass to his next location he wants to go. Now in the last blog they did, they were talking about how the AI has been implemented, but only knew about the local area. The AI didn't actually have a network between multiple star sectors. So now they're building this big overarching AI that controls everything from all the ships to escape pods, just everything. So you have that strategy, you actually have that strategy AI that's trying to fight against you. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this quick sneak peek at a game that I will be covering here on TGN called Flagship. Now the links are down below if you want to check out their website and see the other video that they put out and a couple of the screenshots. It looks really good even with the placeholder art. Keep in mind, this is early alpha. There's not a whole lot of information, but it is definitely one of those games I will keep an eye on and keep updating you guys as more information comes out here on TGN. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe here to TGN for more information on Flagship or Star Citizen, or any of the big space sims that are coming out. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.